Radio Rahim with Logan Paul. We are back in Los Angeles, the spot where one of the biggest moments of your life occurred. We talked after that fight. I haven't talked to you since. It's been a new year. Your brother's now signed for a pro fight. What's it been like between getting out of that ring, getting out of the Staples Center to today?
It's cool. You know, in many ways, I've been humbled. I think it's good for me. I mean, I'm at a point in my life where any L I take is easily twisted into some sort of W, and yeah, I'm back. I'm training again. Watching Jake train and his dedication is inspiring to me. I don't know, dude. I'm just stoked. It's a new decade. It's 2020. I'm excited, man. This is all fun.
You talked about turning that L into a W. It didn't really seem like an L after the fact. Maybe your brand took an improvement. People see you as a more mature guy. Yeah. You talked about maybe moving on in your life and seeing what's next. What is next, and how have you moved on in your life?
Yeah, so yeah, at the time, it didn't feel like a loss. It still doesn't. Like, I know technically it is. I know I'm 0-1-1, which is kind of a weird, like please just let me win something at some point. Actually, no, we won Podcast of the Year, Impulsive one, which was good. I finally got a win in 2019. But yeah, I think as far as what's next in my life, that's the question?
Yeah,
I love fighting, dude. I can't stop. I can't stop. I don't know if you saw the shit on Twitter with Antonio Brown, but like, that might be happening. That might be happening. If man wants smoke, I want the smoke. We can make it happen. I think that event would be huge, and especially when Jake beats Gibb, and then if he fights KSI, I think it'll be a nice little 1-2 combo. The Paul brothers just going out there, proving to people that we're more than just YouTubers, and that through sheer belief and willpower, we're like just forging a life for ourselves that we love living.
You know, it's interesting, this Antonio Brown thing, because when I talked to you before the KSI fight, even you said, man, he pulled me out of the fire. My brand had taken a hit. He gave me an opportunity to get back on the main stage and change the way people saw me. Antonio Brown signed him in that same spot. You may have taken on the KSI role. What do you think of Antonio Brown, and is this somewhat of the same kind of moment for you?
You're spot on. I know what it's like to be in a shit position and not know what to do. I would gander to say that Antonio Brown is there, and that's why in my mind he was the perfect opponent. An athlete, and not just an athlete, one of the best in the NFL. He's got the clout. He's a household name, and in many ways, I don't know if he needs this fight, but he could really use this fight, not only for a big payday, but for people to look at him beyond what he's done in his past. Fighting is a weird niche where you can prove to people that you're more than your mistakes. I was blessed with that opportunity, and you know, I think it'd be good for AB. I think it'd be entertaining. I think it'd be the biggest event of 2020. It would be incredible.
Now let's turn our attention to your brother's fight, who's upcoming, Super Bowl week, ironically. Yep. You're the only one of the two of you who've had a pro fight. You're the only one who knows what the difference is between the headgear and the gloves that we talked about to no end. What is your initial advice to him? What are you telling him when he's deciding to become a pro boxer?
I really only have one piece of advice for him, and it's just watch the overconfidence. I tend to be overconfident in everything I do. Even just like at the beginning of this year, the past 4 days, we were at a military camp, and I was extremely overconfident and got my ass kicked. Like, I tend to be overconfident. So does Jake. So the one thing I'm telling him is, although Gibb may not appear like an athlete, he may not be in the best shape of his life, he may not be the most articulate on stage, do not underestimate your opponent. And not to say I did that with KSI, but I think if I was a bit more realistic about the outcome, maybe it would have been different.
He was drawn to tears when you lost against KSI in the locker room. It was so emotional for him. He was clearly so invested in it. Is there something technically he can do in training, something that would give him an advantage come January 30th that maybe you didn't do, or that you learned you should have done during the fight?
The advantage is that he's always been the little brother, and now is his opportunity to prove to the world that he is the fierce force that he always thinks he is, that he believes he is. Jake is blessed with this opportunity to quite literally avenge his older brother, and it's cool for me to see my brother step up like this.
Well, he doesn't have the chance to avenge you yet. He'd have to get through Gibb and maybe get that KSI fight.
Sort of. I think if a Paul brother can secure a win in a boxing ring, I think that's a first step to vengeance. And then and then hopefully he gets a chance to fight KSI if KSI will take the fight. I don't know what he's doing right now, but I think that'd be an amazing fight, especially if you pair it with me fighting AB, and then Jake fights KSI a month later. That's a big year.
I'll be there in that ring one more time. You pull that off, I'm there. The KSI rematch could happen for you. I mean, it's something that could take place, a third fight. Would you rather see Jake take that challenge and you move on to AB, or would you rather get one more shot at KSI?
Nah, I want to see Jake fight him. Like I'm down to fight like literally anyone, even if I know I'm going to get my ass kicked. It's like part of my overconfident problem. But I think the Jake KSI fight is the fight that people want to watch. I'm also I kind of moved on. I want to spice things up a little bit. Maybe in a year or two, KSI versus Logan Paul 3. If I was KSI, I'd be a little hesitant to get back in the ring with me, because it's literally all I do. I think I've said this before. He caught me on a day where I was just not 100%. But who knows, man? This is all so preemptive. I have no idea.
You guys clearly are remaining in shape. That's not something that's unusual to you. But if you get this fight, if this Brown fight happens, who's in your corner? Who's your trainer now?
That's a good question. We're going back to Milton Supreme. Milton Supreme, he coached me for the first fight, and his style is super elusive and sharp. I think I may have lost some of that ability in the last fight.
It's good to see you in good spirits. I'm glad that you guys are back on a fight card. It looks like you're taking this profession seriously. Radio Rahim with Logan Paul.